Welcome to Make Possible Bitesize, a weekly podcast brought to you by Permutive, championing change in publishing, advertising and beyond. Each episode, we chat to an inspiring guest about their careers, their lives and how they're making change possible. Let's bite right in. Hi everyone, I'm Alexandra Bannerman, Senior Product Marketing Manager at Permutive. Welcome to a special edition of Make Possible Bitesize. In celebration of Black History Month, we're shining a light on inspiring Black professionals and asking 3 thought-provoking questions about their journeys to success and how they've made it possible. Today on the show, I'm joined by Sam Mensah, CEO of Uncle John's Bakery. Hi, Sam.
Alexandra, thanks for having me on the show.
It's lovely to have you here. Why don't we start actually with a quick introduction on who you are and what Uncle John's Bakery is all about?
Sure. So, yeah, as you've introduced, I'm Samuel Mensah, the current CEO of Uncle John's Bakery. We're a Ghanaian bakery. We cater to the Afro-Caribbean community and other communities outside of that. We've been running for about 25 years now. This is actually our 25th year anniversary of operating. We've got a retail store, we do wholesale, and we do a lot of B2B as well. And we pretty much distribute throughout the whole of the UK, parts of Europe. We do supermarkets, a lot of local stores, and that's what we do.
Awesome. Yeah, you've been going for a while, and your expansion over that time has been pretty impressive. So let's kick off with our first Make Possible question.
Sure.
Your brand is loudly and proudly Ghanaian and has been throughout your expansion over the last quarter decade. But how important is that cultural identity to your business, and how have you maintained it as you've grown?
I mean, for us, the cultural identity is very important. It's part of our USP for what our business stands for. And, adding culture and heritage within the business is something that we're very proud of doing that. And just moving forward in the times that we're in right now, where, where you have Black Lives Matter, we've got Black Pound Day, you've got, Black History Month, as per se. I think these kind of things just highlight what we've been doing for many years. We didn't do it for the sake of a lot of these campaigns, but we just did it because this is our heritage. This is what we know. My parents came to this country in the early 80s and didn't have anything behind them as much. They didn't have any platform to start from, but they managed to start birthing this company from its bare roots to a point of where we were able to get their own store, and I came in and basically scaled it up to a national level.
Awesome. Yeah, it's kind of impressive the way you've done that. And I particularly enjoy how Ghanaian your brand is as a Ghanaian. It's nice and familiar to me. So have you found it difficult at all to maintain that cultural identity?
I mean, it's never, I think it's never really difficult to maintain, because I think if you always stay true to who you are, you will never find any difficulty in doing that. But when you're talking about presenting it in a marketplace which is quite diverse, into a corporate kind of marketplace as well, it can be difficult because people tend to sometimes have their back up because they just have no prior knowledge to what that culture means. So for us, it was about educating the market. And sometimes that can be difficult because you have to translate it. There's people that understand information in many different ways. So identifying how to translate that information is very key to our growth strategy, and that's something that we've implemented over time.
Great, thanks, Sam. Our second question now. The path to success isn't always clear, and for people of colour, the path can be full of additional obstacles. What challenges are you particularly most proud to have overcome as an entrepreneur and also a person of colour?
Challenges I would say is breaking the stereotype. There tends to be a negative connotation added onto Black businesses. For instance, not having good quality customer service, quality of goods not being consistent. So this is something that is part of our ethos within the company, to always maintain a high level of customer service, maintain a high level of quality through our goods, through how we train our staff. And all of that transcends from how we deal with our suppliers, to how we deal with our staff members, to how we deal with our clients. And these are all key kind of aspects. But the journey in doing that is not easy. There is a lot to learn and understand. But me speaking for myself, I'm someone that is very particular about raising high standards in anything that I get myself involved in. So that's one of the main implementations I had within the business when I got involved and got on board.
Awesome. I mean, you're obviously doing something right. You're expanding pretty intensively, and I'm pretty glad that I'll be able to get your products at home pretty soon.
Yeah.
So the final question that I have for today's show is, what advice would you give to others wanting to make possible a success like yours?
One thing I would definitely say is stay true to who you are. It's very key, especially in this day and age of where people want to gain a bit more connectivity to a brand. It's very important to identify yourself within the market that you're in, and be authentic with it. People, I think, now are not just buying into brands; they're buying into people. So ideally you have to try and emulate that within your brand and within whatever you're putting out there. Be persistent and be consistent is definitely something that you need to bear in mind. You know, we've been running this business for 25 years, and I've seen the struggles that my parents have gone through in the early stages of when they were in the business. And for me, it was not something that I had a chance to really take on board and really deep it as much. But I think now I really understand it much more, in regards to the perseverance. And we have an ethos and we have a saying within the company that my mum has always said, which is obeyeye, which is things will get better. And that's what we kind of install through family, through culture, and that's what we provide. So once you kind of find a tagline, you have to copy ours, but you can. It's something that you can install within a community and help build moving forward. And I think in business, another one thing that kind of tends to deter people is getting told no. And I think a lot of people, especially from, you know, black backgrounds and all the BAME, for instance, tend to have a ideology that they're going to be turned away. But I always have a mentality of when no just doesn't mean no, it just means not now. So you just kind of need to kind of reinvent or reevaluate or innovate within your business to make that no into a yes at the time that it's going to be a yes.
I really like that. Your mum saying things will get better, and what you just said about no meaning not now is kind of in keeping with what we feel at Permutive, right? Our approach is make things possible, and hopefully, in speaking to you today, our audience will feel positively about the things that they can make possible.
Definitely.
Great. Thank you very much for being on our show today, Sam. How did you enjoy the chat?
Yeah, no, it was great. Thank you for having me on the show. It's always great to, share insight and how my crazy mind works from time to time and what thoughts I have. But I think definitely in terms of sharing knowledge is the best way that we can grow as a community, and as people. So I always enjoy doing things like this.
Great. All that remains now is for me to thank our listeners and viewers for tuning into this special edition of Make Possible Bitesize. We'll be back next week with another inspiring guest talking about what they do to champion change, think in exciting new ways, and make a difference. Bye-bye.